There we go. Jeez, this mute button, man. Anyways, welcome back, guys, to what is game number 2 coming at you here. Team Who versus Raising Gaming. Sorry about that. Having a, I forgot to actually mention this. I'm actually using a little bit different of an audio setup for my voice at least. Everything else should be pretty similar, but I'm using a different microphone. Hoping that it's actually a little bit clearer even. Than it has been in the past. Again, this is the first cast I'm using it, so if you want to give me some feedback on that as well, if this actually sounds better or if it sounds any different. I noticed that no one really even made comments in chat, so maybe it just doesn't even sound different, but whatever. Anyways, point being, there's a little bit of a different setup here, but enough about that.
It sounds a little more crisp to me.
Well, to you it should sound exactly the same, to be honest, because I'm using the same
crisp,
mic that...
Is it? Oh, sounds clear. Maybe it's just me. My
the
ears
Skype
clear.
mic should be the same, but... Maybe I'm just speaking extra clear today. That could have something to do with it. Anyways, so here we are. What is game number 2 once again, and recent gaming up 1-0 here. Pretty decisive, ultimately in the end. Look at that right here, by the way. Having a little bit of troll, perhaps, but I mean, Tremble not banned in this game here so far. So we'll see if I don't even think he got banned last game at all or picked. I think he was just kind of left there, from what I recall. So
I'm pretty sure he would have been banned though. Because Certes was like the first hero or the first player to remember start playing
That's
Trimble.
true, but I don't think he wasn't banned initially. At least I know that. I don't know, huh?
I don't know.
Anyways, well, we got the actual
Quincy?
bans here. Yeah, right.
Where's
We need
Quincy?
Where is Quincy, man? He kind of just disappeared. Like I thought he was gonna be back by now, and now he's still gone. I don't know. Hopefully he comes back here soon, man. We need those stats, damn it. The bans, the actual bans, by the way, Behemoth, Swiftblade, Ophelia, and Parasite. So, interesting there. They kind of changed it up a little bit. They actually throw out the Behemoth ban coming out here initially. Nier, of course, has that strong Behemoth history. Actually, now I'm thinking about it too. Reason Gaming also does have history of running Nymphora. However, that's with TPS priceless. Without him, you kind of wonder, is that going to be a threat from them anymore?
I don't know, really. I mean, I don't get me wrong. I think TPS prices Nymphora is like one of the best. All right then, it's true. What I was gonna say. Pick up here anyway. I was gonna say actually before I sort of let you speak. I was gonna say Nymphora is one of those heroes that it's not. I wouldn't say he's hard to play, but he's almost hard to master. And I think Tankfed being a good support player. I think TPS Price probably would be a better fit, but I think it's a hero that you should still pick up, seeing as you've got Doctor Repulsor to pair with it as well. But there's that Tremble though. Certes, man.
That's really interesting to me, because again, I know for certain he wasn't banned initially. He might have been banned in the second tier of bans, but for them to not pick him up in those first 3 picks, yeah, you're right. I mean, Certes was the one that at the beginning of the season, you could argue almost got it like banned from tournament rules because he was initially taken out after the first cycle, I believe it was, and then brought back in even. So, well, they do pick it up here. That's what matters. And there's the Warbase. You're also talking a little about that last game as well. Ended up not happening. So, well, yeah, I'm interested to see this Nymphora play, though. Again, not going to be in the hands of TPS Prices. Instead, most likely Tankafed here. Good player, though, so I'm sure he'll do just fine as well. But Certes Tremble, we get to see it once again here. Well, what's it all about?
Yeah, I mean, I think when he did play it, though, the hero was incredibly broken.
Yeah.
Putting it simply. The hero is still strong now. To be fair, I don't think we've seen it enough to sort of say whether it is definitely strong. Whether it's broken is another question. But yeah, I remember when he played it, it was like the Dark Swan was like 40% less damage, or something ridiculous like that. So might have been 32 actually, but nonetheless, yeah. And I know he plays it a lot in TMM. Very, very well versed with the hero. So I mean, it's probably got even the best chance of taking that reason. That's for sure.
Yeah. Banning stage continuing here. In fact, one more on either side, of course. We got Kraken, Rhapsody, Deadwood, and Empath. Real quickly, guys, again, this is the round of 4 matchup. Round of 4 match, whatever you want to call it. Semifinals, even. We got Reason Gaming versus Team Who. Obviously, the other one is Nullstone Gaming versus Strek is Love Ogre over there. That'll be happening on Thursday, and that is rescheduled. We'll talk about that later on as well, but it's actually rescheduled to 4 p.m. Eastern, 2200 Central European Time on Thursday. So just a heads up on that now, and again, I'll reiterate that later on and have it on social media and everything for you guys. So just worth noting there. And then, of course, it goes into the weekend, the Saturday and Sunday, where eventually we'll find out our 2 teams representing Group B. But back to the action here. Rally and Pyromancer are the final bans, actually. And now into the picks. Here we go. So
So I guess that Magma Soul Bubbles can be also more so Magnus could be played as second support. I think from we saw in game one, Shulkin plays almost those sort of second supports that are a little bit out there. So it wouldn't be surprised if they pick up like a jungler here or another support. Or sorry, if they pick up a jungler or a core kind of thing. Just because of that reason alone, they pick up Chipper actually here from Reason. So I like what they do here as well. Like whenever I see Reason run this strategy with Nymphora, they have like a couple of space creators or playmakers, like whether it be the Chipper or even the Deadwood in some cases, and then they have kind of like a hard farm core, like Warbeast, who literally plays his own game, and he has the whole sort of map created and sort of spaces created for him to split push to farm and just get as big as possible. That's why I like the sort of Chipper pick here as well. For who though? I don't know. I'm not too well versed with the sort of teams. I don't know if they pick up a jungler, but they pick up a Valkyrie. So it does seem to be that Magnus is going to be second support, or they're going to play that Valkyrie second support. But I don't think that's just going to be the case. So.
Yeah, again, Valkyrie just really gaining steam here as far as the pickup hero for a lot of teams now, it feels like. So, and this series alone, another evidence of that. Again, Reason game ran a last game, of course, in that carry route. This time around, Team Who picking it up themselves. I think the Valkyrie, I really think a bit of it has to do with the Veiled Rot introduction and people realizing the strength of that and being like, hey, this hero has a very strong tool similar to Veiled Rot and, works on everyone, of course, no matter where they're at, and that being the Valkyrie Prism. So kind of brought that back in mind a little bit, but...
I'd have to disagree, to be fair. Sorry, Breggy, but like I can understand your reasoning, but at the same time, Veiled Rot has barely any cooldown. So if that was the reason why, they could just pick up more Veiled Rot. Like Valkyrie was buffed at the same time Veiled Rot was introduced, so you could have. So
yeah, I'm not saying it's like better by any means. I'm just saying it reminded people that it's like, oh yeah, no, Veiled Rot is actually a good ability, or there's a hero that kind of inherently has it to an extent and. More powerful in some cases, but yes, less powerful in others. So it was a reminder. But maybe I'm just completely out there. Maybe it's just.
I still disagree, Frankie, but it's fine. I agree to disagree, Frankie. It's fine.
How
I know what you're saying.
Dare you disagree with me, Minnie? This should never happen. No, that's all right. No. I'll just be right. You'll be wrong. It's fine.
It's one of those.
Life will move on.
It's one of those things. One of those things we would never know, Breaky. So I'll just say yes. But no, those buffs to Valkyrie really did help him, though. To be fair, like just overall, his base damage was a little bit really peculiar as well. I think the range was like something like 10 or something range, but now it's only 5, so it's 42 to 47. Before it was like something like 35 to like 47 or something ridiculous. I can't actually remember the exact numbers, but yeah. So overall, little minor buffs helped him in the team. He's a really fun hero as well, though. Like just to watch that Valkyrie Prism, though. Pretty cool.
See that final pick, Cthulhu Font, by the way, as that happened for Reason Gaming. So, in the hands of Nier here, it looks like the Jungle Cthulhu Font very likely going to be an option.
So, with that pickup, though, I would like to see who go aggressive, though. They've got Nymphora and Doctor, who are both incredibly weak in the laning stage, though they can easily get manned up against. So, I hope to see that here. Cthulhu Font, I guess he is an aggressive jungler, but just like all junglers, though, they don't always have the same, or they just don't have the same lane presence as a second support, because obviously they're all off farming the jungle. So I would like to see who rotate like an aggressive tri lane, and then they can have like Tremble and Valkyrie in solo lanes. And I think it'd be a good idea just to really put some pressure on Reason from the start.
Yeah.
Because they dodged it in game one. I'd like to see them maybe go face to face with Reason, sort of shut them down from the start.
Once again, going to be relying on Certis playing the Tremble here to do quite a bit for them. By the way, I mean, it's hard to see right here, but I hate this skin, man. The Tremble skin. And not that it's a bad skin.
Oh, yeah.
But
it's weird, isn't it? Though?
It's like, how was that Tremble? That's not fucking good. Anyways.
I agree.
Can't you tell I'm not a fan of it? But hey, it is what it is.
The best one is the crab is the best one, man. The crab is the coolest.
Yeah, that's pretty fun actually. It constantly has like the pincers going. It makes that crab noise.
It is weird though. I remember the first time this avatar was introduced, I was like, "What the f is that hero?"
Exactly. That's usually a problem when that happens. But it's been in the game, and by now this tier play, I think it's safe to say that they know what it is. But anywho, we see off the bat actually. Now, he did not put a mound down in his base. That's interesting. Usually they do. Right off the bat.
Yeah, that's normally because when you place the the mound up here, like you want to somewhere to instantly TP back to.
Yeah.
But maybe he's gonna have like the mound at 2 different places, perhaps.
I honestly think he may have just like forgot. I just don't see a reason.
That's weird though, because he plays Tremble like a lot, man. So maybe he just did, but unless they're gonna like run aggressive. No, but even if he was running aggressive trolling, you still put a mound in the back of your base, just so because it's a free TP home. So
I don't know. I don't get it. But hey, what's done is done. He doesn't have it, and I have to wait a little bit here to place another one.
It's got weird. Maybe it's not next level strats breaking. We just don't understand.
You can place 3 mounds at level 1. So you got the one up there, you got the one in base, and then the one in this lane. I thought that's how it usually works, but what do I know? It is Sertus after all. He does know the serial as we keep going back to you, so I'm not gonna look too much into that, I guess. But
what's he doing? Let's play one here. So maybe he's just gonna have mounds everywhere.
Okay, so he wants to have one at each lane, is what I can. I mean, that makes a little more sense. He wants to have some middle presence as well, as like a just in case. That's fair.
Yeah, we can stop the flame now, break.
Yeah. Seriously, stop flaming it, man. God.
Oh.
Disagreeing
So they're
with
actually
me,
gonna...
flaming players. What is wrong with you?
That ward is gonna get dewarded most likely. But they're going to actually run an aggressive pseudo tri-lane here from Reason. So they expected the aggressive tri-lane from who? So good heads up play there from Reason. This is going to work out pretty well, I think. The only issue is that the Who supports are going to instantly rotate over. The hard camp's already been blocked by a ward, and Magmus and Glacius are already rotating now. Maybe trying to set up some gank here up on the chipper, for example. So. They actually will be just in the jungle. They're leaving the top lane.
Yeah, they're doing a double jungle.
This is actually really smart, actually, because like if Warbeast was going to stay in the top lane, he would get absolutely nothing. Not only that, he probably would die as well. So if you run him straight in the jungle, at least he gets a little bit more than usual. The supports are going to rotate over, but this board here placed by Tankfet is going to spot wherever the supports go, actually. So this is actually really heads up play there from Reason. I'm really liking this, actually. He's going to get a lot more farm than in the lane, and obviously he's less likely to die if he's in the jungle, particularly when a ward like this is placed from Tankfet. This ward is actually so sick, though, because it spots the rotations from the enemy supports to either go this sort of way or this way, and that's the only way that Warbeast is going to die from the support rotation. So a really nice wall placed there by Tankfet, man. They know exactly what... Like, this seems really well-versed and really well sort of practiced, actually.
Yeah.
Run like clockwork kind of
Not only is it a very good placement, but the ward's damn cute, to be fair, too. As using that Calamity ward skin.
Look at a little Stegosaurus on the outside.
I don't think a Stegosaurus would have the spines on its back. It has wings.
I don't know, Bragg. I didn't do dinosaurs.
Yeah, come on. You know,
I'm
the
not
dinosaurs
a nerd,
over there
man.
in UK school.
I don't know. Mate, I have a laugh, right? Calm down.
I have a life. I don't know Stegosauruses. I got a life. Casting a video game. Such a nerd. Anyways, yeah, it's a cute word aside. That's the point there. Okay, it looks like.
What is that dinosaur break here?
I don't think it's actually actual dinosaur. I'm pretty sure it's a dragon. It's a dragon. Why are we overthinking this? It's a dragon. It's Calamity.
Fat dragon.
It's
of course it's a dragon.
Stuffed dragon. Enough.
Anyway, the sports are rotating over there, but this ward again though is going to spot out the rotation. This ward is like so sick.
Yeah.
Seen everything of the support. So, like, particularly whenever you run a dual support, like, you want to make sure that the second or the support rotations are really on point, because, like, otherwise you'll just you'd make more use of running a jungler. The supports either have to do 2 things. They have to secure the lane and sort of win the laning phase, or set up a lot of kills, which almost wins the laning stage. They're kind of 2 of the same, but 2 really important. But with this war completely, like, these support rotations are just doing nothing. So, and this double jungle strat is just making a lot of work, because they're not rotating, and so they're getting the reliable farm, whereas the 2 supports just aren't getting anything, honestly. So, it's nice to play.
No, okay, another pause coming out. But I was going to mention about Sertus and his mount. So obviously that middle mount did get destroyed. And he currently actually doesn't even have one down here, so unless I'm missing it, I don't see any down here. It might have just got destroyed as well. But it's safe to say he's having a lot of trouble, again, because of the lanes. It makes sense here.
Tremble is a great 1v1 hero, and that's what Who were expecting to be. Like I said, they thought they were just going to run an aggressive try and get Dr. Repulsor and then throw a top, and they'd be fine, obviously. But now with the lanes, Tremble was getting shut down. They're getting good farm on Dr. Repulsor, and Reason are just already just really outclassing Who, to be honest, just in these early laning sort of stages, which is I guess is to be expected. Obviously they are the top team going into it, but yeah.
Yeah, Reason Gaming again. They're on a mission clearly, and it really is interesting. This when I first heard about it, even it was on Sunday where it was brought up to us that the TPS Priceless not going to be in their roster for these playoffs. Instead replaced with Tankafei. And my first reaction is obviously it's like, oh well, that sucks because that's bad timing, and losing your core player like that going into such an important time. But I mean, the more you think about it, though, Tankafei, this is a player that has a lot of history, has some LAN experience. That's something he's going to bring to the table as well if they do qualify. That'll be big. And Reason Gaming, there's been the joke too that they're in the past for like DreamHack and whatnot, where the car broke down and they weren't able to make it. So. There's no doubt they want to go though. They want to earn this spot, and again, it's nothing against TPS Prices, but I think picking up Tankafei definitely has a lot of positives to it.
Definitely.
As well, so.
I mean, I think overall it still is a detriment. Obviously, how big of a detriment is questionable, but obviously you always want to play with your main 5. But yeah, don't get me wrong, Tankafei's a great player. He's going to add a lot to this. To this team, it might even add something different and better than TPS Priceless. Obviously, something different, but yeah, you're right. And honestly, when I found that out, I was like, oh well, there goes Reason's chances of qualifying to Thailand. But just from game 1 and this game as well, they really seem on form, I guess. But I guess they are playing against a weaker team. Obviously, more questions will be answered when they face more fierce competition. But so far, they're looking really strong though.
Yeah, definitely. And again, Team Who, they're doing their best though. And now what is game 2 to compete, and it's still early on in this one, only 2 minutes in, so a lot of those questions still to be answered, even in this series here. But once you go Bic reconnects right here, we'll be good to go, and we're zooming on with this game number 2. Again, War Beast, earlier it was definitely interesting, the double jungle strategy. Very rarely we see that, but it kind of made sense here because of the circumstances. He's been bouncing back and forth, though. Again, the roaming supports has caused issues.
Yeah. I think he just wants to dodge the supports. Wherever the supports are, he doesn't want to be. If they're in the jungle, go to the lane. If they're not in sort of anywhere. I think if the supports are down bottom, I think he'll definitely prioritise maybe the lane over the jungle, because it probably will offer him a little bit more foam in the early levels anyway. But if he feels in danger anyway, he'll just go into the jungle just to play safe.
Yeah. You see Unpause comes out right here. We're good to go. So, sorry, I was laughing at something in chat right there. Some comments being made, but Twitch chat every now and then they're somewhat entertaining. All right, but yeah, middle lane Chipper again. He's level 3 here. They're gonna need big plays out of Embry here. This recent game, but just like Team Who though, wanting Bubbles to succeed and start setting up kills elsewhere. You got Invis Magnus currently. They're trying, but Chipper knows something's up, and he's gonna play passive enough to stay alive right here, actually, so good for him. However, here come the roaming supports into the jungle, and now Cthulhu Font. He could very likely be an option, or maybe even the bottom lane down here. They're not going to be spotted, actually. Oh, they were spotted by this Ward of Sight, so yeah, never mind.
Yeah, Glacius was, but I don't think Magnus was there. Magnus picked up Invis.
Uh-oh. Here we go. Engagement's going to be happening right here. Dr. Pulsar opens, but Magnus. Oh, the light sun hits him! That's going to ruin the momentum right there. Down goes Glacius. Bloodlust kill comes out, and now Magnus and Tremble on the run. Magnus goes down. Yeah, that Zeal stuff from Tankafei.
And those rockets as well, though, from Embrace, really helping out.
That's true. Yeah, he didn't even know how perfect it was, though, because again, they had no clue Magnus was there.
Yeah.
And it just so worked out. So.
And then the battle cry as well on top of it.
Yep. Oh, that's true. Yeah, War Beast with the battle cry is level 2 now, in fact. So I gotta always keep that in mind. Bottom lane once again. Here goes Magnus. He's like, okay, second time's a charm. Will it be though? I don't know. He just doesn't have enough damage, and Tremble can't do much. He's all alive. In fact, Magnus is gonna fall.
That battle cry. Oh my goodness, that battle cry, man. Them being double melee as well, they get taken a lot of damage from that magnetic contraption as well, being both melee. But that battle cry just doing insane damage. That was like a couple of all attacks, and he just drops completely.
Yeah.
So.
And it's safe to say Team Who's already on their back foot now, and has to really think about what they want to do here, because they start just getting a little bit worse, even though already the 3 kills in favor of Reason Gaming. They do have a Valkyrie who is free farming, but again, it goes back to the idea of this Valkyrie. She's not necessarily, she's not going to benefit as much as other hard carries from this crazy free farming early on as far as scaling into the eventual late game. Now, sure, in the early to mid-game presence, it's going to be strong, and she does get her ghost marches earlier on here, and if she can land some big arrows early on and be active, then it could be very well worth it in the end. But Actually, middle lane, Chipper. Yeah, he's going to be dove on right here, and that will be a kill. So, finally, some good news there for Team Who coming out with that rotation.
Nice. I'm surprised he got. He must have. The Magnus must have been spotted from this ward though, placed by Near. But maybe he just didn't recognise it. Didn't realise the threat, perhaps. But nonetheless, the Reason are still in a good position though. The one thing's for certain though, they still have a while before Reason hit their timings though. Warbeast is going to be sort of AFK for the at least first 20 minutes practically. Cthulhu can get involved, but then Nymphora Doctor Pulsar still need to get quite a lot from the lane, and there's still a lot of games to be played. Magmus and Glacius can set up even more roams, for example, before the time's up. Oh, Cthulhu might get the courier.
Ugh. Oh, getting the courier, but now he actually might be in some danger. Oh, never mind. Cthulhu fun. And actually, Nymphora and Dr. Pulse are coming in. There's the Valkyrie Prism very defensively. They do catch Glacius, though. They're not going to be able to follow up, though, because of that Valkyrie Prism. That was good timing of it. And, yeah, I mean, that's the thing, too. Like, not often you get it at level 6 sometimes, but in this case, you know, just happen to get it here because of the roam and whatnot. So, saves the day right there. And keeps Glacius alive. Middle lane, Bubbles putting some pressure onto the tower, but not going to be able to do much more. But, yeah, going back to Certusto and Tremble again, his farm continues to be pretty struggle here. Only 147 gold per minute currently. I mean, yeah, do they have to, like, I guess he's going to go into the jungle right here and at least try to farm a little bit, but I guess really at this point they don't have a whole lot of options to work with.
Yeah, I think the only lanes they can really kill is mid lane. I want to see actually Bubbles rotate down bottom, because bot is the lane that is really completely infested now from Reason. They need to make sure they can secure this bottom lane to give a place for Tremble to farm. If Bubbles rotates down here, they can at least secure a kill on Dr. Repulsor before he gets level 6, for example, but he's not doing it so far, and he should just pick up a TP, go down bottom, secure the kills, and then, you know, secure the lane as well, for Reason. Because if they get a 1 kill on Doctor, or even maybe 2 on, say, like the Nymphora plus the Doctor, then they're going to secure the lanes, and then Reason are going to be forced to rotate up, and then put, you know, maybe Warbeast in the off lane, for example, which would be something that would be useful, but Bubbles is rotating over, but Magnus is sitting mid. That they need to all go down and secure this lane.
I'm just still fascinated as actually Cthulhu Fun action onto him now. Kelfield comes out, he travels away, will take the stun from it. It's not going to be enough, though. He does go down with that final auto attack. Actually, Bubbles getting credit, but I was also just going to say, I'm amazed how much they're truly giving up this top lane. Like, literally, Valkyrie was pounding away at the top tower for about 30 seconds, and no one reacted, no one TP, no one vulnerability even used. They just simply let it fall. In the end, I mean, look at Valkyrie's farm as a result. 450 gold per minute. It's getting to a point where it's like, okay, Reason Gaming, you know, you got some good things going, but is this really going to turn out to be the best case scenario for you? In the end, now bottom lane, Tremble. Oh, that's Bubbles, excuse me. He take covers, and he does barely avoid death right there as a result.
It's something that will probably be in the back of their minds, but it won't be the immediate concern though. First of all, it's only a Valkyrie, and it's only 8 minutes in at the stage of the game. They can shut it down with ganks from Dr. Repulsor and Nymphora, so they're not in a rush to shut him down, because there's not a big need to. Valkyrie isn't going to snowball compared to like a Silhouette, for example, or even like a Dr. Repulsor. They want to secure farm on their heroes so they can sort of stick to the game plan and stick with the strategy they've got going here. If they can get good farm on Dr. Repulsor and secure the farm on him, then they can shut down Valkyrie later in the lane, and that's why they've completely forfeited the top lane.
Yeah.
And now with that T1 tower gone as well, Valkyrie doesn't have a place to farm, so she's going to be forced outside of the lane just by taking that T1 tower as well. She's roaming mid, going to try and set up a kill, but doesn't seem to be the case.
Well, yeah, I mean, she definitely could still hang around, but yeah, she decides it's waiting too long, wants to go back up top. Yeah. She purchased something, right? She doesn't just have Ghost March the Ring of the Teacher. Yeah, something like her. Okay, yeah, it's going towards the Thunderclaw.
That's greedy. Going against Dr. Repulsor and Nymphora, and going Ghost Marches as well. Like, she's just going to be food.
I thought it was going to be an Energizer.
Yeah, Energizer would have been kind of nice. Cthulhu might be in trouble.
Yeah, see, that's actually Dr. Repulsor flies in as well. Cthulhu does go down, but at what cost up here? Glacius going to end up falling. You see Valkyrie. She does not have her Prism up. She does have her Leap, though, and actually she's going to even farm a little bit, because why not? Oh, that's talk about greed, man. This Jim Carrey guy. I love the name, by the way. Jim Carrey is awesome. But, yeah, I guess the Warp Cleft is going to be fine in the long run.
But no, just going back to like, it's quite greedy though, because he's got all this farm first of all, so he's going to be a priority in the mid stage of the game to try and shut down and get some kills on, because he's got so much farm on top of him. But not only that, when you go Ghost Marches into sort of Thunderclaw, like he's got 739 HP, like Dr. Pulsar can solo kill him kind of thing.
Yeah.
So pretty risky, but
Shortcan there, he's having to dodge missiles. He got hit by one. One more may have actually done him in right there. And he's able to avoid it, though, in the end. So it's going to fall back into be fine. Arrow and a Doctor at the top lane. Is this actually going to be enough damage? Wow! Now, he got a little lucky there, I'm pretty sure, with the second Call to Valkyrie proc. I think there was actually creeps up, at least 1 or 2 creeps. Now, I know it can't hit the Hell Cannon, but I think a little bit of RNG kicked in right there for that kill. But, hey, he gets the kill. And that started with the arrow. Again, I didn't catch the initial arrow, but well played.
Yeah. I guess it goes both ways then.
Yeah.
Doc's pass kill Valkyrie, but Valkyrie kill Doc, so he gets the right jump. Cthulhu going to be going down as well, though.
Oh, Team Who, man. They all of a sudden are feeling good. Something's
Seems
kicked
like
in.
it. But they're almost expected to do this well, though, with the draft they've got.
True.
Whereas, Reason, they've got Warbeast, who literally has participated in absolutely nothing, just been farming this whole game. Obviously, the dual support roaming is a lot more aggressive than from Who. They have a good start and they're in a good position, but they still need to sort of carry this on into the mid game as well. Tremble is getting recovery and farm as well, which is good. But Reason, particularly when Nymphora gets level 6, that's when I think Reason are going to start turning up on the heat, for example. So.
Bubbles, level 9. You see right here going aggressive. Oh, but the chainsaws come out, actually. They were both going for killing one another, it almost looked like. And
They just
actually,
farm the creep wave. They just go for the creep wave.
that too. And now it's a Hell Cannon versus a Catapult. Going at it. The Call to Valkyrie used on the Ancients. He's cleaning those up, getting the Thunderclaw. Hoping to make sure to guarantee those rockets. Glacius having to dodge that as well as Valkyrie. Of course, they don't hit creeps, so not going to be stealing any creeps. Look at that, he keeps them coming, man. It's like you're playing Frogger as well. But they do live. But yeah, Warbeast, you can't forget about again. The Abyssal Skull finished on him now. Only going to get better from here on out. Dr. Repulsor, what route does he go, you think? Will it be the Icon? Will it be the Hellflower?
Yeah, it'll be the Icon because he wants to get aggressive and he wants to obviously stack up those charges, for example. If he goes Hellflower, I think the build up will be also the sort of the whole item is going to cost a little bit too much. Obviously, they're on a little bit of a deficit at the moment. Picking up the Icon, give him a nice little bit of stats as well. There's a lot of early damage here from Who, so build up those sort of stats, but also give him enough incentive to start looking for kills as well with the Icon. When Nymphora gets level 6, and she's quite close as well, so expect the first gank to come out very, very soon.
Yeah. Strider's gotten on Glacius. Again, remember the Strider nerf or buff more so that happened. No longer 300 gold, now only 150 gold. So cases like this, Lana pick it up. But look at this too, though. Tremble also going the Thunderclaw. Maybe a little more realistic on him, to be fair, but
Yeah.
this is a greedy start, obviously, coming out here for the Legion team as a whole.
I think it's good though that they are going greedy because, although I think less so on Valkyrie because I think she's with this good of a start, you like if she dies once or twice, then it's gonna get rid of all of her initial effectiveness. But you always want to play greedy though because obviously you've got the early game advantage. With the draft, you've got it's gonna be the mid to late game where you're gonna struggle. So picking up items that will help you in the mid to late game is gonna be pretty more effective than trying to force the advantage you've already got.
Yeah. Very true. And, we already see it continuing to show, in fact, as Jim Carrey, you hear on Valkyrie, 430 gold per minute. Now, as I say that, Caster's Curse, baby. I'm sorry, man. Bubbles comes in, but he could not get there in time. He had a kill field, too. That could have been actually pretty good timing if he got there a couple seconds sooner.
If he has Steam Boots Energizer there, they'd probably turn that and get a couple of kills, but just obviously the item build is just a little bit too squishy. Like, only 800 HP at 14 minutes in is just a little bit greedy. But
Yeah.
It can work. It's one of those things that's like either it works or it doesn't. Obviously, this time it didn't. Bottom lane, there's Nymphora TP though.
I think he had it right as actually, bottom lane Tremble is in a little trouble now. He went a little too far. Dr. Pulsar flies in, and that's easily a dead Tremble. All 5 heroes are here.
Oh, those
to commit
rockets,
to that,
man.
but the rockets do miss Glacius, who's able to pour it out and survive. So at least minimal casualties, but again, they got the target that they came for in Tremble. And
I think that's actually a slight misplay there from Embrace, like because obviously those rockets were there to sort of stop TPs. He uses I think all 3 just in the same direction. If he like spams a sort of like focus fire, like a sprinkler kind of thing, like then it would be a little bit better. But it's a small thing, but might be better.
Oh, you're right. He's kind of the fanning out instead of the actual just straight line. That would have made more sense there. But misses an opportunity. As a result, again, at least Glacius survives. But it also goes back that we're going to start seeing the Nymphora factor kind of kicking in. Again, not being played by TP's Prices, but doesn't mean it's not going to be played well as Tankafet has his hands on it. And obviously a good start there. As middle lane Chipper. Yeah, he's by himself now, and he's going to get caught Seems like both teams favoring grouping up together and getting these solo kills here, as they get a little bit of revenge at least. Taking him out.
I've been watching Reason actually, and they have really been trying to focus down killing these Terror Mounds actually, and I guess it's something that I don't see a lot of teams do actually against Tremble. I mean, it's a lot of effort to be fair, because obviously there's so many Terror Mounds and they're so easy to pop back up, but you have to. It's almost like a necessary evil. You have to make sure that you kill them though, because otherwise Tremble can be there in an instant, and that's the reason why Tremble has such good map control, because of those mounds. So.
Yeah.
It's important you kill him, but it's just the investment you have to put in to kill him, particularly if you're a single support, can be quite annoying.
Valkyrie going up top, preventing any extra push happening up there, and going to push it out himself. It's some good farm out of that. Again, sitting on now a quick blade, so the idea of just continuing to be very squishy does continue here. Very likely going to turn that into Firebrand.
Oh, get the courier instead!
Geometer's Bane. As
Sorry, bottom lane. There was Hellhounds was killing the courier. Was killing the mounds.
Okay.
The courier was like right there instead, but I guess Stain just probably wasn't seeing it, or wasn't microing it, or wasn't looking.
Let's watch it actually. Middle lane, Boris was getting killed right there. So, and now Boris is dead, so he won't have that for another 40. Oh, never mind. He spawned another one.
Man, this Warbeast's actually really good against Tremble in that respect. Though, like he literally, I've been watching Zane, and he's been like farming the lane, or farming the jungle, and then literally just he's sending his Hellhounds to like deny runes to like kill the mounds, for example. And I talked about like, you know, when you play like a support or like a normal hero, taking the sort of maybe 4 or 5 seconds to actually kill the mounds is like, it's quite frustrating to be fair. But with like the Hellhounds, he kills them instantly, plus gets a little bit of a bounty. So I guess it's kind of a semi counter, I would say, maybe. I don't know. It's a small thing, but
no, that's.
I think it definitely adds up, though. Honestly,
I would go as far as saying it, you know, a counter. Like, I mean, the semi counter throw. I mean, why not consider the counter when he has the ability to just constantly destroy mounts, which is a big strength of Tremble.
It's the biggest strength. Yeah.
Yeah, it gives them that mobility.
And not only that, it gives Warbeast a bit of bounty as well. So it's quite cool.
Yeah, perhaps that was the. Again, I'm trying to remember if it was picked up before or after, but hey, it works out in the end. That's what matters.
I think it was before.
I think it was before, yeah, because it was a third pick Tremble. I think it was a second pick Warbeast, but second pick Warbeast. Boris once again though getting picked off right there, and once again Tremble spawns another one immediately. Getting a pretty short cooldown. They're looking for some kills right here. They might find one on Cthulhu Font, or might not. Instead, they want to take out the triple stack jungle right there, which they actually do pretty damn quickly. As bottom lane, Magnus, he is by himself, does not have another stun up. He is going to be picked off. Got the Hellhounds doing a pretty good job making sure to keep him there.
Pretty sick. Yeah, this is the one issue with who they're like. Who are actually doing a decent job. They actually are keeping up to speed with Reason in terms of the farm department. But the one X factor that Reason have is that Nymphora gank, and that's the problem when you run kind of it's almost like a split pushing lineup from who. They had a good advantage with the supports they made, and then they've got Valkyrie and Tremble to sort of create space and just sort of split push. But the one issue is that when you're split pushing off the map, you know, Doctrine and Nymphora is probably one of the best combos to really punish any split pushing, and that's why Magnus just goes down there, unfortunately.
Yeah. I do apologize. Actually, that is a good point. Chad is clarifying that Valkyrie didn't get so lucky. Perhaps just even extra skill involved. It is the closest target on Call to Valkyrie. I guess I'm pretty sure in the past it actually used to be random. I might even be mistaken on that though. But it is now the closest target, and honestly, that probably has been in for the longest time, if not the whole time. But point being that, yeah, as long as he was the closest to him, that it would have gotten the kill. Or the extra damage, I should say, onto him. So just a quick look back there.
Someone messaged me that as well.
Did they?
So funny.
I gotta stress that point. Hey, you know, I got no problem making a point if I was wrong, and I want to get the right answer out there in the end. That's what matters. Cthulhu Font is going to be picked off. The arrow secures it. I mean, yeah, that just looked fancy, but it really wasn't even necessary. It was a good arrow, though, from Valkyrie coming out.
That's that downtown, man.
That was a Hail Mary. Look at Warbeast, though. 3,200 gold saved up. I'm guessing straight shrunken here, you think?
It doesn't feel like the Breeds are looking to go for teamfights, though. They're just happy to keep on split pushing, keep on farming, and if that is the case, then I think you should pick up Brutalizer. It will give him the ability to actually sort of participate in a couple of these ganks, though, because the stun duration from the Brutalizer will be useful against heroes like Valkyrie, Tremble, and even Bubbles, for example, and even Magnus as well, I guess. So, yeah, I guess it depends on what Reason are looking to do. I don't think they need to start forcing team fights, because even with the Strunken, I don't think they're going to be strong enough. So, I'd like to see him go Brutalizer and then in Strunken, because Strunken is definitely needed, but I don't think Strunken is needed as of right now, I'd say.
Yeah. You see Legion team moving as the team right here somewhat. Valkyrie, though, going to pick off a good amount of these creeps. See Bubbles even taking some as well, but Valkyrie finds another camp to finish off more farm. Tremble, he's been in the Hellborn jungle, so yeah, the control right now actually pretty good here for Team Who as far as their presence on the map, and again, Tremble can port if needed to one of his mounds, so even though he's all the way at the top lane, doesn't mean he can't join his team if a fight breaks out. However, if he's by himself up here, the team can't get to him like he can, so he needs to be a little careful about that. As Reason came and is making their way over, of course, so. Dr. Repulsor, he's gotten pretty quiet, honestly. You know, it was a decent start, and again, had an M4 TPing him, but since then, slowing down. As I say that, he does have the icon finished. Again, only 2 charges on it currently, but.
Yeah, I think they're just a little bit too scared to sort of look for ganks. Obviously, if the opportunity presents itself, then sure, go for it. But I think they're scared of setting up a gank and then Who being there to sort of try and counter, and then Who take a big advantage off of it. Wolby does go to the strong head, by the way, so maybe Reason are looking to start taking team fights. It'll be useful in terms of split pushing as well.
Oh, this is big. It could start right here. Magnus actually stuns Chipper. Chipper had no clue Magnus was there. He portal keyed in, and now Chipper's in trouble. Valkyrie comes in. Yes, they get the kill. Meanwhile, in the background, though, Tremble's picked off, so probably a better exchange for Reason gaming at this point. And they are going to start retreating themselves, though, figuring they can't chase further. Valkyrie Prism kicks in, and Glacia's still alive. He dodges right there. Do they not have dust? They had a Ro4 down, but they do not have dust on them, and that could backfire.
No.
Eruption goes in. He missed a stun, though, on Dr. Repulsor. Could it be the difference maker? Doctor still will fall, however, as down goes Magnus. Tremble, by the way, he bought back, and he's back in the fight. Another plus of him with those mounts. He gets another kill. He needs to get back, though, because Doctor buys back and does finish off Tremble. He wants more. Bubble's going to be that more, possibly. Can he possibly do something to get away? There's a Shell Surf, and I think, yes, he will be fine in the long run. So, couple of buybacks used between both teams right there, and actually now Reason Gaming just going to push in this bottom tower and finish the job, or at least Bubbles maybe deny. Oh no, not in time, and now he's in trouble. Quick Shell Surf. I don't know about this though. Has a portal key? Yes, he gets it off. Very close.
But yeah, I think that might be slightly in favour of Reason, because although Tremble and Doctor did buy back, Tremble dies again, and then Reason get the tier 1 tower bottom as well. So slight trade in favour of Reason, but Who are doing good though. They're still sticking in it. A couple of few misplays here and there. But obviously the Magnus stun not hitting, for example, and after the Magnus ulti went in. But overall though, I think they'll be happy with where they are at the stage of this game. One thing that needs to be addressed, I think, is this Warbeast, though. He's at 400 GPM already. He's only 0-0-3, but he's going to start taking out of control. And they don't have the greatest ways of really dealing with a really farmed Warbeast. I guess if they have like a really farmed Tremble of their own, but he's only 330 GPM. And actually, Embraid just dies to Chipper.
Yeah, well, that was really close right there. Shortcut actually almost got away, but just a little too much damage in the final auto attack did him in right there, so... Good chase. Again, making use of that portal key here is Embry. And actually, Nefora TP's in with Dr. Repulsor, more so teleports in. Well, I guess that is TP. Looking for somebody else. They might find Valkyrie. Probably not, though. Is she going to get the ward down? Yeah, so now they know Valkyrie's here, and I wonder... I mean, Dr. Repulsor, no Hellflower there or anything like that, so... Not going to be able to pick up any kill right here. Hellhound also continuing to help scout it, though. Again, Zane's been doing a pretty good job of that for the information, and again, it could pay off here, but they need to be careful. Is that an arrow? Did he use it? Yeah, he did. Not going to hit anyone, though, but now Tremble going to be jumped. The rocket! Look at that burst damage, man. The rocket barrage comes out, and down falls Tremble. Certus, I got to say, this Tremble really just has not been able to get anything going, it feels like. Middle lane, actually. Yeah, Cthulhu Font, though, gets caught. Dr. Pulsar joins the party, though. He's got 7 charges now on that Icon of the Goddess, remember. Big burst there on Glacius, and they want more. Magnus going to be possibly that more. He has a stun at the last second, surviving a little bit longer. Arrow comes in once again, going to miss. Valkyrie Prism was used right there. Are they going to go back in is the question. Bubbles does not have a Scale Field. There is a haste rune up here. Valkyrie is pretty low on mana as well. They're probably just going to give up this tower here. And it looks like it there.
Yeah. But yeah, going back to the Tremble though, like to be fair, he did have a hard time in lane. To be fair, he was like 1v2 or 1v3 for the most part of it, and then obviously the buyback hurt him quite a bit. And Reason have been just trying to lock him down, not only through like killing him, but also like his mounds as well. So his impactfulness or effectiveness in game has been kind of hard to really get started and get into this game. Like Tremble is like a snowball kind of hero, similar to like a silhouette. You need to have a good start with him, because otherwise he does lose his effectiveness in the game. So you want to just keep on shutting him down, which Reason have done quite well actually. But though it's just the Nymphora ganks, man, it's the X factor that Reason have over who. Like the team fights are looking pretty even, the farmers looking pretty even, and then bam, the Nymphora ganks come out, and that's when they take the advantage. They take a kill, they take a tier 1 tower, and it just snowballs from them. And like, regardless of TPS prices playing it or not, this Nymphora is just doing too much work, it feels like.
Yeah, it's a scary hero, and you know, it's even more evident that this hero, it's maybe underrated by other teams, because it does seem like Recent Gaming's the only one that picked it up. And sure, you could argue like with a good player like TPS Price is playing it, then that helps a little bit. But yeah, there's no doubt the hero is strong in itself, and it's not like a secret either. To be fair, I mean, this is a hero that's been around the scene for a long time, and the idea of that teleport has always been a pretty powerful tool. But for right now, Recent Gaming the only one that likes to use it apparently.
Yeah, definitely with the slight meta change as well, like Nymphora is becoming more and more useful. Like before it was all like team fight and push, and Nymphora, you know, you want to make use of the Nymphora teleport, but if they're always grouped up as 5, then you can't get the greatest effectiveness out of it. Scavilevant though might be in trouble.
Tremble ported in right as Cthulhu was starting to destroy the mound and made him pay for it.
Tremble, I guess like who have their own Nymphora, it's called a Tremble I guess, but can't bring anyone with him, unfortunately.
True. Yeah, a little bit different. If other people could use the mounds themselves, now that would be crazy. And I think that should happen. I'm going to talk to Wasa about that. I'll make it happen, guys. Don't worry. Bottom lane, pick off onto Valkyrie. That's big. She does have a buyback, but it would be basically all her gold at this point. Again, even with a Geometer's Bane, it's just still the idea that she's fairly squishy. Now, middle lane, they're porting in with Dr. Pulsar, as well as Chipper. Glacia's going to be the first victim. Will there be more? Eruption being channeled by Magnus. He's going in, and will do damage to Doctor. Doctor's the one that flew into him, actually. He takes some good damage from it. He is going to stay alive with an Icon charge, as well as an Nymphora heal. Keep him alive. Bubbles will survive himself, but not the same for Tremble. Maybe Tremble gets caught. The root brutalizer proc indeed comes out from Warbeast, and down falls Tremble. And now Recent Gaming, they got a lot working for them. This Hellflower is going to be finished shortly on Doctor. Another 1,700 gold on Warbeast already with their brutalizer now. And oh, by the way, let's go ahead and kill Conqueror, they say, and get themselves a token of life. Very likely going to be on Dr. Pulsar.
Yep, most likely. It's just one of the best heroes to really put it on, as we said time and time again. But yeah, going back, like the Valkyrie just really squishy, even though she's got Geos playing. Like the Ghostmasters plus the Thunderclaw just really getting punished there by from Reason, honestly. It's really costing her quite a big, and I guess this is the like we're off here from Reason is just like so beautifully done, because we talked about the Nymphora and Dr. Pulsar obviously, and the Nymphora just really good to make this place happen. With the Dr. Pulsar as well, you have the mobility, and then the Warbeast is like when you win those team fights, when you win those early engagements, which most likely is won from the Nymphora and Doctor by picking someone off before the team fights even happen. You've got Warbeast to really, transition and turn those advantages into objectives, whether it be towers or whether it be Conga. You've got that person to really take advantage of the kills and the team fights won.
Chipper, he's got a glowstone now. Of course, Staff of the Master on him. Pretty important pickup. Consider it core in a lot of cases. Nymphora TPing. Now, I wonder if... Okay, Cthulhu actually just trampled. Then he portal keyed back with her, as she actually places a water sight on the statue. So a little bit of miscommunication there, but he does get in there. And actually Glacius, oh man, I got a feel for him right here. He has no clue he's being flanked, as well as Chipper in the front. And down goes Glacius. Yeah, that's just, again, the power of Nymphora. We're going to say it many times. Oh, actually top lane. Wow, they got Dr. Pulsar. They got the token, they kill him again. I was so distracted by Glacius there. And clearly was Reason Gaming as well. And there's more to come, apparently. Warbeast now going toe-to-toe with Magnus. Magnus regretting going in initially right there. He does dodge the rockets, though. Chainsaws come out. Not nearly enough, however. Not the greatest placement, to be fair. Chipper, he's going for the TP. He will be fine, but they're still going to get more. Nymphora gets caught by the arrow, and down goes Nymphora. Excuse me, Javelin, as now Cthulhu Font tramples. And he's going to try to get away some way, somehow. But those auto attacks, oh, there's a Void Talisman, though. Will it allow him to portal key? Yes, it will. So pretty good pickup right there, actually. And he shell surfed the wrong way. He thought he went one way, went the other. It's not going to make a difference in the end, though. And Cthulhu Font, or will it? No.
Portal key in 2 seconds.
No.
He's got
auto attack. Auto attack. Oh my god.
Oh, the place.
He's actually going to live. Nier is going to survive.
He needs to like juke in these trees down here.
He doesn't have a TP though. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man.
Well, he's gonna live if anything, and they say, you know what? Screw it. Let's just go for the tower. Let's go for 2 towers actually.
But no, just really good play from Who there. I guess I think they got a kill with the Valkyrie Prism and then killed the Doctor Pulsar twice, which I have no idea how, but they killed him twice. Good play. They're actually going to need for a TP in the Doctor Repulsor, I think. Yeah, and they're going to look for plays here onto the Magnus, maybe.
How about that? Now this is interesting. If Cthulhu Font not only ended up living, but he may end up resulting in a couple more kills for the Cellborn team. Or a couple more deaths, to be fair. Magnus going to be pulled in. There's that travel for the Cthulhu Font. Gets the 1, 2 kills. No kills. They're going to stay alive. Finally, Glacius falls as it's just too much damage. But now Cthulhu Font is in trouble, and he finally will go down himself. A double tap for Tremble. So yeah, ended up being worse in the end for Reason Gaming. Wow. And all of a sudden, back to momentum for Team Who somewhat. As I say that, though, Tremble gets jumped right there. An easy kill. Man, he, I mean, yeah, I guess he just had no clue that they were pretty much right there. And they just jump him easily.
Yeah. And I think he just got a little bit overconfident. Obviously, he thought Reason were going to back off, but Reason saw the opportunity. They saw that Strong Ed was down. They pounced on the opportunity and killed him as well. So this game's been pretty back and forth, honestly. And Who have really putting up a good fight, but the War Beast now is becoming a bit of an issue. Now 470 GPM, still with 0 deaths to his name. I guess 0 kills as well, but still being a bit of an issue. And Tremble keeps on dying as well, which is the biggest issue. Like if Tremble doesn't die and he has a good game, he can go toe to toe with War Beast easily. But just with only 360 GPM and only Strong and Head to his name, it's just it doesn't seem enough, honestly, to fight through the beast that is Zane.
The beast that is Zane, aka War Beast. Nymphora ports in with Chipper right here again. They already had a ward aside here. They're looking for a kill. The Bubbles? I don't know about that. Is it going to be enough? Is the question. He dodges the Zeal stun. He has a Shell Surf. No, it couldn't get it off in time. He does go down. Can they counter kill Chipper at least? No, the arrow just misses. But there we go. The freeze comes out. Going to be in trouble now as they're also chasing him for a Glacial Downpour. Look at Valkyrie trying to get in there. Finally does. And Chipper will fall. Now back up here. Magnus, he chased a little bit too long. He goes down. Tremble ports in with the mount. Shrunken heads up. Gets the kill Nymphora. And now going for Cthulhu Font. Out comes Boris with the net. But that Void Talisman, it's actually proven to be a pretty good investment here from Nier. Will it be the best in the end to keep him alive? I don't think so. Yeah, he's still going to die. But again, a little distraction as Dr. Pulsar pushes the top tower at least. While they're chasing. He has 13 charges, by the way, now on that icon, as well as that Hellflower he just picked up.
Yep, and now he's going to make his way towards the Stronger Dead as well. I think they're just trying to delay as much as possible until they have these core items on like War Beast and Dr. Pulsar. When Doctor gets Stronger Dead, I think they're going to be fine, honestly. The one issue is this Tremble. Like, he keeps on dying, but the hero is just so strong, and Certus keeps finding these openings as well, time and time again. And if he can get higher level and a few more items, I think he can be a real challenge. You should pick up Brutalizer him most likely with his next item pickup, and that's when he can just really dominate both the Doctor and the War Beast, because he's going to have the lockdown to be able to sort of get through all these Stronger Neds, for example. So yeah, I think if it's going to be anyone though now, they have to rely on this Tremble. Valkyrie's got a decent farm as well, but he will need to just have a big item advantage to really be able to right click into it. But he's going to pick up Nullfire Blade instead, actually. I guess it's decent against Cthulhu because obviously the Void Talisman, and decent against the Doctor Repulse as well. But I mean, I think he's going to go Nullfire Blade anyway because it just synergizes so well with the Impalers. But Brutalizer, I think, is very, very much core on Tremble.
Yeah. Now I gotta point this out too. Chad,
level 1.
Give credit exactly. Chad was pointing that out that he has a level 1 Impaler. Now all that scales is the percent. So yeah, I guess I can kind of see that.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's really, really poor scale. I remember when some Gemini players still stick to the level 1 in E and then max stats until they have to start leveling up Impalers. It's just because it's 5% Impalers. It's like, I wouldn't say it's common, but I know Certas does like to do it because he thinks the scaling is so bad, and Oh, actually, talking to Tremble.
Yeah, speaking of Tremble, he gets caught out right here. Will it be enough damage in the end? He barely is alive. Pops the struck ahead, goes for a trick kill on Dr. Repulsor. Dr. Repulsor, though, he stays alive himself. That ludicrous speed, too much work, and gets killed on him as well as Magnus. Bubbles falls. The Void Talisman popped on Cthulhu Fall. Valkyrie can't do much else about that. And Glacius also picked up, so Dr. Repulsor jumped in and looked for a second like he needed to be a little careful, but he had the team support ready to go. And before you know it, it's a 4-for-0 exchange in favor of Reason Gaming. And now here comes the middle push. I believe this is also their biggest lead of the game they've had so far, and it's just going to get even a little bit bigger with this secondary tower push. Tremble has no buyback. Bubbles is the only one with the buyback, which actually he already did right here. So he was sitting on a ton of gold. Wow, he has 3,000 gold after the buyback. But anyways, this middle tower being pushed in, 5-second arrow. Really not the biggest deal, though. As with just him and Bubbles, they're not going to try to do anything too crazy here. Magnus will be up very shortly with an eruption, but it's not going to be in time, though. Yeah, Rax killed, and they'll probably fall back.
Yep, and it all goes back to, honestly, the reason they're prioritizing their sort of targeting very, very well. They kill the Tremble instantly. He's the real only threat, actually, in this sort of stage of the team fights now. If they can pick off Tremble before he does any work in the team fights, as they did, then they're completely fine in these team fights. Valkyrie just doesn't seem to do enough, honestly. He's only hitting for like 180, and he's quite squishy as well, so they can handle him. It's just the Tremble. But when they pick off Tremble before the team fight even starts, then Reason are going to win that team fight all the time. So.
Yeah. Bubbles pushing out the bottom lane a little bit, but again, I go back to him, and I didn't notice necessarily how much gold he had saved up, but the fact that he had 3,000 after buying back, I mean, he had to at least have 4,500 or so. It's one of those cases. It's like, why are you sitting on that much gold when you could have bought something more useful? I guess I don't know. Maybe
if he would buy anything, it would have been like the what's it?
Acolyte staff or the Blessed Orb, yeah.
Blessed Orb, yeah. So. Yeah, that or he would have gone Storm Spirit. I think Storm Spirit actually would have been pretty nice this game.
Oh, and, well, Gastroscurse once again, he gets picked off Tremble. Magnus comes in with the eruption, but the Shrunken Head's mitigating all the damage, really. And you see he dies in the background. Tremble going to be picked off here. I think Reason Gaming on the verge of making a point to Team Who that, well, they're going to remain Team Who right now because Reason Gaming, the top dogs here in Group B, and showing why right here. Bubbles does buy back for the second time, so really all that gold that he had, pretty much down the drain in a sense. He does manage to get a Blessed Orb as well still, but yeah, still quite a bit off that portal key, or excuse me, the sheep stick, and the team now down 16,000 gold as well as 12,000 experience. So you look at Valkyrie once again, she's building even just more right-click damage, going to be able to trying to sit in the background to sit and dish out that, but I love this pickup from Cthulhu-Fon. I gotta say that. It's really proven to be a very interesting, like, honestly, you wouldn't think Void Talisman Cthulhu-Fon is necessarily the go-to pickup, but because he's that tanky presence in the front lines, he jumps in, does his thing, and he pops Void Talisman, and, heroes like Valkyrie and Tremble are like, wait a second, we can't really hit you all of a sudden because of that, and it just, like, distracts him, if anything, and throws them off. But now to the top lane, now for that rambling Tremble, he pops Stricken Head just before. They're gonna collapse on Nympphora. Nympphora, maybe? No, he stays alive! He won't stay alive for long, though. Bubbles does finish him off with the Song of the Sea, but now Tremble comes back in with that trample of his. He's taking some good damage. He can't get the barbed armor off, and down goes Cthulhu-Fon, but so does Bubbles in the front ground. But guess what? Here comes Warbeast, and the nom-nom-nom beginning right now. Illusions are popped by Valkyrie. Dr. Repulsor, that's Chipper, excuse me, got locked down. Dr. Repulsor is still alive. Actually, though, he needs to get away. So they hold their ground as Team Who right here. Did take another buyback, I believe. Or maybe not, actually. They just stay alive, and Warbeast goes down. Whoa!
Yeah, that Valkyrie Prism doing so much work right there. So, like, the team fight was looking bad when Warbeast and Dr. Repulsor started showing up, but Who just popped the Valkyrie Prism, they disengaged, and they killed all the supports as well. So the only person who had dust was the Nier and Tankfair. They both died, and so the Valkyrie Prism up, they reset the team fight, and then they just turned when Warbeast didn't have his armor up, and they just won that team fight easily. So, yeah, Who's still showing signs of life.
That they are. I think that definitely catches Reason off guard, too, as far as how much power they still have left in them, how much fighting presence. Now, of course, the big picture, the middle lane is still being heavily pushed in, and here come the buybacks, including Warbeast. Dr. Repulsor gets a kill, but he gets locked down. Can they kill him shortly after? He's getting low. Not low enough, though. He stays alive, and now Warbeast turned once again in the front lines. He doesn't have a Shrunken Elf, though. He barely does not kill Tremble. He sends out the Hellhounds, and he does not have ulti for him. They're locking him down pretty well. as a result of no Shrunken Head. Now they will pick off Glacius. A double damage, by the way, and Doctor. Oh, they're TPing in front. They're not going to get it, though, because they already Homecoming stoned away. So much for that idea. So minimal casualties, honestly, in the end for Team Who. And again, still reason to believe that, well, they have some solid chance here of making something. Reason Gaming. No reason, just excuses.
Man, the Twitch chat, like, memes, man, is actually the best. So funny. I can't remember what the Pro Boss one was. I can't remember it, but it was pretty funny. But yeah, Who are still doing decent. I think the reason why that team fight went so good, though, is because the team fight circumstances were just a little bit more peculiar than what normally happens. To be fair, Reason going to take Congo now as well. And yeah, I mean, Who after that team fight, though, like, I don't expect that to happen again, kind of thing. I think it was just a Reason getting a little bit over emphasis, sort of getting overexcited, kind of thing. Like, they went into the team fight a little bit disjointed, a little bit one by one, and then obviously the Valkyrie Prison without any dust sort of cost them. But after that token, now they can take it slow. They can take the team fights how they want them to be taken, and just start pushing and sieging high ground. Yeah.
So Tremble again, with the level 2 Nullifier Blade. He buys another Mighty Blade, so I assume that's the, oh, okay, Brutalizer, that makes sense, yeah. That makes a little more sense. I was going to say Frostwolf, but yes. Brutalizer, that double proc on the Impalers is a very powerful tool. And taking the most advantage of it, it's such an, as an item like Brutalizer, pretty good. Yeah, you look at the Nullifier Blade, you talked about that again, that's 72 mana that's being burnt every attack. With how the Impalers work, so it's pretty good on heroes like Doctor and, you know, others, may not have as high of a mana pool. In the meantime, though, Magnus gets picked off. Dr. Repulsor, though, extending a little bit in there to get that kill. In fact, he goes back and Shrunken Head's popped, and he gets the kill on Glacius. In the front grounds, Tremble. He's taking way too much damage, even with his own Shrunken Head up. He ends up going down. He does have a buyback. It would be his final, but I think the game is over if he doesn't, so might as well try for it. Recent Gaming, cutthroat style right here. Melee Rax goes down. Tremble bought back. They just jump Valkyrie, though. She tries to leap away. She does. It's not enough, however. Oh, no, there's a leap, actually. It's a tablet initially. They just pick off the supporting cast, though. Don't dive too far, though, if you're Reason. Maybe a little bit there. Cthulhu Font gets picked off. And they want more. Tremble. He has another mount here shortly. They're going to chase down Chipper. Nullifier Blade comes out. Dr. Pulsar, though, he pulls in Tremble. And Tremble going to end up dropping there. That's his final buyback again. No more coming up for him. And Doctor's still more than good to go. 37 charges on that icon. Let's make it 39, he says. As he comes up with the token of life, and I'm pretty sure GG's got to be called soon here. In fact, there we go. Vote to concede. Reason Gaming going to be moving on here in Group B. Team Who, they'll be dropped down to the losers bracket as a result of a 2-0 victory for Reason.
Yeah, I think Reason, I probably say had it the whole way through, but there was a couple of shaky moments, and I think Who definitely had the chance to get back into it. When Tremble started getting off farm and Reason were doing a little more work. I mean, one thing I do want to mention, though, is that Valkyrie carry, man. Like, we mentioned it at the start, like, he had such a great start, and he had a good mid-game as well, like, really farming really very well. Nearly 500 GPM, but just his impact in the game as a carry was definitely questioned. Like, I mean, the Valkyrie Prisons, don't get me wrong, they were doing a lot of work, but as a sort of a hard carry, I don't know, Brake, I don't know what you thought, but it just didn't feel to do enough, it felt like.
This Valkyrie carry being picked up, it's just... Now, again, this game, he wasn't on the carry player necessarily, but his priority in farm was definitely there. Again, he had the free farming lane, so... Yeah, it really seems like it's not working out more so than it does, to be fair. Now, last game, again, Imba Boy playing it, obviously did very well with it, and ultimately led them to some pretty good success. But, yeah, this trend of teams trying to pick it up to be more of the farming carry, I don't know. It seems like more so than not, yeah, I agree that it doesn't work, but... You know, we also have a couple of examples that it does.
Yeah. So, I would like to know the stats, though, but was Wednesday, damn it.
Exactly.
But no, who played well, though, particularly in Game 2. Game 1, it was a little bit more of a stomp, per se, but in that game, it was definitely close, and I think they could have won it as well. But Reason just... their experience and their practice definitely shone through. They had one slip up in that team fight top lane, but they calmed down, and they did exactly what they needed to do, and eventually won the game. The Wall Beast at the end in the late game just was too much to deal with, and Tremble just couldn't compete because he didn't have enough farm, because he got shot down so much in the earlier mid game from the Doctor and Nymphora. But GG well played, though. Who, I was definitely surprised, though. pleasantly surprised. They did good, and definitely have probably promise in the lower bracket as well.
Yeah. Well, that is going to wrap it up, though, for today's coverage. So, once again, Reason Gaming taking the series 2-0 and moving on to the following round. They'll play the winner of what's Nullstone Gaming versus Shrek Is Love. In fact, look at the brackets right here. Got them updated. So, Nullstone Gaming versus Shrek Is Love. They play on Thursday. One more time with that, as I stressed earlier. I was saying more, on social media and whatnot as it comes closer. But, again, this Thursday is still going to happen, but it will be a little bit later on than normal. It's actually going to be at 4 p.m. Eastern, 2200 Central European time. So a little bit later on in the evening. Definitely should be a great series, though. You do not want to miss that. And the winner of that will play Reason Gaming then on Saturday to see which of those two teams would move on to the final stage and being one of the two teams. So Group B, we've got it kicked off. A good start here. It's going to be a fun progression throughout into the weekend, and then we got to find out our final 4 teams all together going into the following weekend, where one of those teams will be going to Thailand once again. Any final words, Minnie, before we wrap up here?
No, just congrats to Reason, and if you want to follow me on Twitter, it's Mini_Hon, and I'm looking forward to Thursday as well, man. This Group B action's it's getting exciting. It's getting good.
It is. It's going to continue to be exciting, and can't wait for it. So, ladies and gentlemen, tune in on Thursday. Once again, congratulations to Reason Gaming. One thing here I want to make a point of. So something I kind of want to just start doing, because there's no reason why not. Something I'm going to be doing here after whenever we close on Honcast, I'm actually going to be choosing just a random Hon stream that's going on. A random Hon stream that happens to be going on. Ideally one that we've never really heard of before, just a random player, minimal viewers, and hosting their channel. So I'm going to be doing that here today, and in future broadcasts as well. So a reason why I'm also telling you guys is that you as a player, if you happen to be a streamer, if you're interested in getting into it, start streaming shortly after Honcast finishes, and you yourself may even get the chance to get hosted. And also for those that I am hosting over to that channel, not only for one, be nice, of course, but 2 is also, really, I want to get that the active Han streaming scene once again, and it's maybe